What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Top Stuff. Today we're going to do the recap for Saturday, October 14th, NHL Games. So there's a few more than yesterday, as in like 8 more. So we're going to start off with the Hurricanes and the Kings, and this one was a wild ride. So we'll start off with Carolina in the first period. Brent Burns opening up the scoring at 4:15. That would be from Jacob Slavin. Hurricanes up 1-0. They would add another Sebastian Aho at 6:49 or 6:41 unassisted, and that was shorthanded as well. Jesperi Kotkaniemi would add another one for Carolina at 13:28 unassisted, and then LA would add one. Drew Doughty potting one from Kevin Fiala and Mikey Anderson at 18:27. First, so Canes heading into the second period with a 3-1 lead. Carolina would add another one, Brendan Lemieux from Tony DeAngelo at 3:03. And then Andrzej Kopitar would answer at 5:20 from Kempe and Fiala on the power play. Carolina would extend their lead from Teuvo Teravainen, assisted by Sebastian Aho and Brady Shea. Shorthanded at 10:23. And then Trevor Moore would add one on the power play unassisted at 13:46. So there's a certain amount of comeback there. Then third period, Vladislav Garkov would add one for the Kings at 11:24 from Trevor Lewis and Blake Lizotte. And then at 18:38, Andrzej Kopitar would tie it from Colin Stremick and Fiala. Overtime was 12-0. They would go to 9 rounds of a shootout with Martinook from the Canes scoring the eventual winner in the shootout. Carolina takes that 6-5 in the shootout. Moving on to the Avalanche and the Sharks. This one was a low scoring game. So first period, Thomas Bordeleau, I believe, 8:42, gets his first NHL goal from Matt Benning and Mike Hoffman. Period 2, no scoring. Third period, Cale Makar would tie it up at 1 at 18:34 from Nichushkin. Overtime would solve nothing, and then Mikko Rantanen of the Avs would score the winner in the shootout. Avalanche take that one 2-1. Seattle and St. Louis. So first period, no scoring. Second period, Jaden Schwartz would score at 40 seconds from Bjorkstrand and Dunn on the power play. And then Jordan Carter would answer at 49 from Robert Thomas. So both goals in the second, nothing in the third. Overtime, no scoring as well. And then Robert Thomas would score the shootout winner to seal it for the Blues, 2-1. Islanders and Sabres. So we got period number 1. Brock Nelson will score at 5:57 from Pierre Engvall to give the Isles, a 1-0 lead. Kyle Palmieri would add another one at 18:18 from Brock Nelson and Ryan Pollock. Second period, Buffalo would add one, Jordan Greenway at 4:15 from Casey Middlestat and Zach Benson. That would be the only goal of the second. Third period, Buffalo would tie it, Casey Middlestat from Zach Benson and Rasmus Dahlin at 2:34. And then Casey Zizekas would win it for the Isles at 13:40 from Adam Pellick and Cal Clutterbuck. So Isles take that one 3-2. Alright, Minnesota and Toronto. You're happy if you're a Toronto fan right now. First period, Ryan Hartman opens the scoring for the Wild at 9:32 from Kaprizov and Brodin. Matthews would score his first goal of the game, I should say, at 10:54 from Marner. Matthews with his second at 12:35 from Nylander on the power play. And then Nylander would score one at 19:37 from Tavares and Domi. Second period, Tyler Bertuzzi would score his first as a Leaf, I believe, at 3:25 from Yarncrook and Riley, and that would be on the power play. Matt Boldy would add another one for the Wild at 409 from Zuccarello and Keelan Addison. Marco Rossi, again for the Wild, would add one at 9:51 from Foligno and Brock Faber. So I'm going to come back a little bit there. Kelly Yarkrook in the third period went at 9:54 from Morgan Riley and TJ Brody. And then Matthews would complete the hat trick at 10:25 from Marner. So Matthews hat tricks in back-to-back games. At 12:14, William Nylander would score from Klingberg and Tavares. And then Brendan Duhane of the Wild would add one at 17:32 from Connor Dewar and Jake Middleton to put them within two, but that would be it. Or to put them within three, excuse me. But that would be not enough, and it would end there. Toronto takes that one 7-4. Alright, Blackhawks in against the Habs. So, Bedard's first game in Canada. First period, no scoring. Second period, Caulfield would open the scoring at 3:54 from Josh Anderson. Tanner Pearson, ex-Canuck, would score at 7:56 from Galen Guhi and Sean Monahan. Or Sean Monahab. And then Sean Monahab, I'm just going to say that for this time. Yeah, Monahan scores at 7:38 from Reveiw Harvey Bernard. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, Habs fans. Shorthanded, and that would be 3-0 Habs going into the third. Third period, at 35 seconds, Tyler Johnson would put the Blackhawks within two from Seth Jones and Taylor Radish. And then at 18:39, Tyler Johnson would score again for a second of the game from Corey Perry and Connor Bedard. Unfortunately, that would be all Chicago would be able to do. Habs take that one 3-2. Alright, Boston and Nashville. So Nashville would open the scoring. Colton Sissons from Kiefer Sherwood and Tyson Berry would open it up at 3:29. And then JVR, James Van Riemsdyk, would score to answer at 14:48 from Marchand and McAvoy on a power play. Second period, Pastrnak would have another one for the Bruins unassisted on a penalty shot. That was at 14:46. Then Sissons would score again at 16:54 from Yossi and Forsberg to tie it at 2. And then third period, JVR would score again at 2:52 from McAvoy and Pastrnak on the power play to win it for the Bruins. 3-2 Bruins in that game. Alright, Detroit and Tampa Bay. Running through these. So first period, we had Daniel Sprong for the Wings opening the scoring from Alex DeMarquette at 5:11. Stammer would answer at 9:46 from Hedman and Kucherov. And then Hagel would give the Bolts the lead at 12:52 from Victor Hedman. DeMarquette would then tie it on a goal assisted by Shane Gostisbehere at 14:35. Second period, the Wings would take the lead. Lucas Raymond unassisted at 2:01. Bolts would tie it. Stammer with the second goal of the game from Hagel and Cirelli at 10:53. And then the Wings retake the lead on a goal from JT Compher, assisted by Morris Sider and Andrew Cupp at 15:23. Third period, DeBrincat would extend the lead at 4:44 on a assisted by Dylan Larkin. Then at 9:39, Victor Hedman would score from Kucherov and Stamkos on the power play to bring the Bolts within 1. And then Mort Sider would ice it at 19:59 rather, assisted by JT Compher on empty net. Detroit takes that one 6-4. Alright, Jackets and Rangers. So the legendary Jonathan Quick was welcomed by the fans of the Blue Jackets. Long illustrious career there in Columbus. I believe it lasted all of 2 hours. Then he got dealt to Vegas. Anyways, just a funny little thing I mentioned there. First period at 50 seconds, Eric Gustafson scores from Adam Fox and Jamie Vesey. Rangers take a 1-0 lead. Close to answer, Boone Jenner scoring at 9:36 from Goudreau and Marchenko. And then Jenner would score again, 17:45 from Goudreau and Provorov on the power play. So Jackets taking a 2-1 lead into the second. At 12:30 the second, Boone Jenner would complete the hat trick from Jake Bean. And then David Jirkic? I don't know. That guy. At 13:37 from Patrick Laine and Ivan Provorov with another for the Jackets. And then third period, Will Cooley would score from Trocheck and Eric Gustafson at 10:53. Justin Danforth would score at 15:54 from Cole Sillinger and Kent Johnson to give the Jackets a 5-2 lead. And then Chris Kreider would score at 19:24 for the Rangers from Panarin and Fox on the power play to make it 5-3, and that's how the score would stay. Columbus takes that one. Jets and Panthers. Panthers not having a great time so far this season. First period, Mark Scheifele would score at 3:30 from Connor and Morrissey on the power play to give the Jets a 1-0 lead. Sam Redhood would answer at 17:03 from Rodriguez and Tkachuk on the power play as well. 1-1 going into the second. Evan Rodriguez would score for the Panthers at 25 seconds from Kulikov and Barkov to make it 2-1 Panthers. The Jets back at 35 seconds, Kyle Connor from Scheifele and Villard to tie it. Morgan Barron would give the Jets lead at 20 from Kupari and Appleton. And then Dylan DeMello would score at 19:55 from Perfetti and Niederreiter to make it 4-2 Jets. Miss Appleton with another one at 14:17 of the third from Adam Lowry shorthanded to make it 5-1. Carter Verhaeghe would score from Tkachuk and Rodriguez at 16:31 to shorten the lead. And then Rodriguez would score for the Panthers as well at 17:36 from Barkov and Reinhardt. Unfortunately, that wouldn't be enough as Connor would add another one at 18:50 from Droth Morrissey on an empty net. Jets take that one 6-4. Alright, Flyers and Senators. So Philadelphia versus Ottawa. Alright, Jacob Chikrin scores for the Senators to start it off from Zach McEwen and Ridley Gregg from at 2:36. Excuse me. Chikrin will score again at 10:47 from Tarasenko and Sanderson on the power play to give the Sens a 2-0 lead. Travis Konecny would score to answer at 16:51 from Tyson Forster and Travis Sanheim on the power play. So 2-1 Senators going to the second. Jacob Sanderson would score at 16:12 from Tarasenko and Chikrin on the power play to give the Sens a 3-1 lead. Cam York would answer at 16:30 from Travis Konecny and Sean Walker to bring them within the one. Brady Tkachuk, would score at 19:54 from Claude Giroux. And then Tkachuk would add another one at 1:32 at the third from Giroux and Stützle on the power play. Ottawa takes that one 5-2. Alright, Flames and Penguins. Let's see here. Alright, so first period, no scoring. Second period, Matt Granato would score his first in the NHL at 18:22 from Lindholm and Anderson on the power play. Let's take a 1-0 lead into the third. A lot of scoring in the third. Brendan Rust would score for the Penguins at 18 seconds from Letang and Gensel. Riley Smith adds his second as a Penguin at 41 seconds from Malkin and Graves. And then at 5:50, Gensel would score from Letang and Crosby. And then Malkin gets in on the fun at 14-14, assisted by Riley Smith. Huberdeau would score his first of the year at 16:05 from Mangiapane and Hannafin. And then Brian West would score his second of the game at 19:38 from Gensel on an empty net. Icing it for the Penguins. That's 5-2 Pittsburgh for that one. Golden Knights and Ducks. I believe this is a third game, and they've all been the same score. So if you've watched any of my other reviews, you know the final score. Jack Eichel would open the scoring on a beautiful, almost unassisted, but there was assist. Rush up the ice, 19:58. Eichel from Theodore and Stevenson on the power play. Beautiful goal. Second period, Stevenson adds another one at 15:03 from Cotter and McNabb. Theodore would add another one at 16:16 to the third from Eichel and Stevenson on the power play. Mason McTavish scored the lone goal for the Ducks at 16:45 from Drysdale and Strome. And then Jonas Rodenberg at 17:32 from Haig and Waugh on an empty net would win it for the Knights at 4-1, the final score. The fun game of the night. Vancouver-Edmonton, the rematch of the Canucks home opener. So we're going to start off at 42 seconds. Leon Draisaitl scoring from Hopkins and Hyman on a big pop in front of the net. DeSmith making some amazing saves prior to that. At 19:25 on the power play, Andrei Kuzmenko would tip it in to tie it from Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson. So 1-1. And then Niels Hoglander on another tip in at 17:51 from Besser and Myers would make it 2-1 Vancouver going into the second. At 1:55, Connor McDavid scores to tie it up from Nugent Hopkins and Draisaitl on the power play. That was another pile-up goal. And then Jack Studnicka deciding he didn't like the tie scores at 2:36 from Pettersson to make it 3-2 Vancouver. Hopkins on the power play would score at 9:29 from Bouchard and McDavid, tied up at 3. So we're at 3-3 going into the third. And at 2:56, Lafferty and a beautiful field from Niels Hoglander scores to make it 4-3, and that's how the score would stay for the rest of the game. Vancouver up to 2-0, Oilers at 0-2. So that fills my heart with joy. Apologies if you're an Edmonton fan, but as a Canucks fan, I'm happy, you're happy. And that was it. So 10 games on the deck for last night. We have 2 tonight, so it'll be a bit of an easier review for me tomorrow. So subscribe if you feel like it. Hit like if you want. And I will see you guys for the review tomorrow. Adios.